morning all, I am Dr. M Ramamurthy, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Marine Engineering. I am going to present a topic in shielded metal arc welding process. It is a metal joining process. In this process, a permanent joint between metal parts is made through an arc, electric arc, which is produced by a power source. Either it may be a DC power source or AC power source. The electrode is connected with the DC or AC power source, which produces an electric arc between the workpiece and the tip of the electrode, where the minimum gap is maintained as 3 mm, and the electric arc produces enormous amount of heat, so that the workpiece coalescence of materials is made and the welding joint is made. This is a fusion welding process. It is used in the manufacture of automobile bodies, aircraft frame, railway wagons, machine frames, structural works, tanks, boilers, and several repair work and shipbuilding. Classification of welding process majorly divided into two types. One is fusion welding and other one is solid state process welding or pressure welding. In fusion welding, there are various types of processes where that are electric arc welding, metal inert gas welding, tungsten inert gas welding, plasma arc welding, submerged arc welding. In solid state welding process, there are mainly friction welding, friction stir welding, ultrasonic welding, diffusion welding, and explosive welding. In this electric arc welding, the electric arc is produced to give for the purpose of joining two surfaces. The joining by fusing of two or more pieces of metal together by using the heat produced from an electric arc. There should be a highly resistant air gap, about 3 mm should be maintained, so that the passage of electrons between the electrode and the workpiece will be done. The arc welding equipment consists of a power source, either it may be a transformer or DC generator, and the electrode holder, workpiece clamp, chipping hammer, wire brush, and protective shield. In this arc welding process, we are connecting the electrode with the usually in the DC power source, we are connecting the electrode to the negative terminal and workpiece to the positive terminal, and we are passing the current through the electrode and the workpiece. The movement of electrode along the weld joint line will produce a coalescence of material and which joins the material altogether. The process is used primarily to weld iron and steel, but aluminum, nickel, and copper can also be welded with this method. It dominates the other welding process in the maintenance and repair industry, and though flux core arc welding is going in popular. It is a manual arc welding process that uses a consumable electrode coated in flux to lay the weld. The electrode core wire conducts the electric current to the arc and provides the filler metal for the joint. Molten metal in the weld full solidifies into the weld metal, while the lighter molten flux floats on the top surface and solidifies as a slag layer. It is also known as stick welding, where we are not using any pressure. The electric energy is converted into heat energy, producing a temperature of about 3000 degree to 4000 degree Celsius. So basic steps of arc welding: we have to prepare the base material, where we have to remove the paint and rust over the workpiece we are going to make the weld. Choose the right welding process, either the power source and electrode material and filler material, and we have to assess and complete the safety requirement. Use proper welding techniques to protect the molten metals from the contaminants in the air. Electric power for welding, AC arc welding, we are using the power supplied by the transformer is around 17 to 45 volts at currents up to 600 ampere. In DC arc welding, we are using DC generator, which is made up to the capacity range of 600 amperes and voltage is 45 to 95 volts. The comparison of alternating current and direct current arc welding process. In direct current arc welding, it is comparatively it is less efficiency to the AC weld, but the power consumption is also more, cost of equipment is also more, low voltage but safer operation, suitable for both ferrous and non-ferrous metal, preferred for welding thin sections. Positive terminal is connected to the work, negative terminal is connected to the electrode in DC arc welding. Advantages of arc welding: it is a very simple welding equipment process. It is portable, inexpensive power source, relatively inexpensive equipment. Welders use standard domestic current. Process is fast and reliable. Short learning curve. Equipment can be used for multiple functions. Electric arc is about 5000 degrees Celsius, used for maintenance, repair, and failed construction. The disadvantages in arc welding process, which is not very clean enough for reactive metals such as aluminum and titanium. The deposition rate is limited because the electrode covering tends to overheat and fall off. The electrode length is approximately 35 mm and requires electrode changing lower and overall, which lower the overall production rate. Thank you.